This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
The following presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason County Public Health and Human Services Prevention Education Partners Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Mason PUD 3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health. Well, good afternoon and welcome to the baseball field on the campus of Mountain View High School in Vancouver, Washington. Today, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, has the Pigtail playoff game into the District 3-4 tournament between the Shelton Highclimbers and the Mountain View Thunder. Does that make any sense to you, Jerry? It does not make any sense. This is a Pigtail game. It's a Class 3A Pigtail game.
Right.
Which means the winner gets into the district tournament, which is a combination of District 3 and District 4, or they don't go by it anymore, but it used to be West Central and Southwest districts. But, it gets very confusing. My name is Diedrich Allen. Joining me for this broadcast is Jerry Apple. Jerry.
Hi, Diedrich. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for coming down to Vancouver with me today.
My pleasure.
Shelton comes into today's game with an 8-12 record. The Highclimbers are coming off yesterday's 9-2 loss at Tumwater. Mountain View has a 9-12 record. The Thunder last played on Monday when they lost at Camas 9-1. On March 22nd, Mountain View held Shelton to 3 hits and won 4-0. That was in a tournament here in this pretty large tournament. I think it was a Mountain View Baseball Kickoff Classic or something like that. It's like 6 or 7 brackets and a bunch of teams.
But Shelton has improved a lot.
They have.
And I'm sure Mountain View has too.
And we were told that in that game, none of the seniors played for Shelton, so that could have a difference here. We'll get into the lineups in a moment. This game is, as I mentioned, loser out, winner into district, as both teams finished third in their respective leagues. The Highclimbers in the Evergreen Conference and the Thunder in the 3A Greater St. Helens League. Coming up, Jerry has the lineups and batting orders. And, of course, we have the first pitch. It's the Pigtail postseason baseball. The Shelton Highclimbers at the Mountain View Thunder on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
And we're back here at the baseball field at Mountain View High School. If you hear an echo of a delay about 14 seconds, that's a speaker over there. Somebody has a little broadcast on, Jerry. And well, it's time for lineups, Jerry.
Thank you, Diedrich. Let's start with the visitors, the Shelton Highclimbers, under Coach Trevor Cahoon. Leading off for the Highclimbers will be number 22, Carl Turnbull, the shortstop. Batting second will be number 4, the left fielder, Boston Madison. Batting third, the catcher, number 2, Jax Ward. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, number 24, Cam Winans. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 7, Jacob Jacoby. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 9, Zane Harding. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 30, Zane Scott. Batting eighth will be the third baseman, number 3, Gunnar Jensen. And batting ninth will be the center fielder, number 27, Michael Carlson. And Daniel Crossan will be the pitcher tonight for the Highclimbers. That's your starters for the Shelton Highclimbers. And now for the home team, the Mountain View Thunder under Coach Aaron Catu. Leading off will be the center fielder, number 1, Jackson Taylor. Batting second, the pitcher, number 2, Nick Wilcox. Batting third, the shortstop, number 3, Brennan Lawson. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter, number 4, Lucas Wolfley. And batting fifth, the catcher, number 5, Legend Haskew. Batting sixth, the third baseman, is Logan Josephson. Batting seventh, the left fielder will be Brody Fellows. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 8, Killen Knox. And batting ninth will be the second baseman, number 9, Owen Kendrick. And not batting, but playing right field will be number 10, Caleb Long. And that's your starters for the Mountain View Thunder.
Oh, there it is right there. I was wondering, where did the DH come from? It's right there on my little handwritten sheet. I missed it completely when I was filling out my little sheet. That's my little board over here. That was interesting. And he's talking, Jerry's over here listing the DH. He's like, I don't have that. It's like, right there. I missed it completely. All right, Jerry, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We're moments away from the first pitch between Mountain View and Shelton in Vancouver today. Beautiful day and a nice shout out to the people in red over there to our right.
Yeah, and it's 74 degrees game time. Seems a little warmer than that.
Yeah, we're in the sun. The sun's at our backs. So the sun shouldn't be a problem for us except for looking at some screens here, but might be some trouble in the outfield. We'll keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, the sun is basically behind us, you're saying?
Well, look at the shadow, Jerry. Where's your shadow?
Okay.
It's over there.
Yeah, no.
So it's basically
Gotcha.
behind us.
That's
I'm just saying it
logical.
might be a little bit over there. Right field might have some trouble today.
What a beautiful field here.
It is all, let's give you a picture here. It's artificial turf all the way through. Looks like grass in the outfield, but that is not grass, that is turf. Of course, the infield looks very familiar to us. It's 310 feet up both the baselines and 365 out center field. So
Now, the Highclimbers Stadium baseball field, it's a little longer down left field, but shorter down the right field. Is that correct?
Yeah, and longer in the outfield, if I remember right, by about 10 feet.
Yeah.
Those are some of the differences here, but I don't think weather's going to be a problem at all today, as there's only a few high clouds out there. We'll take another break. We'll be right back. Hopefully we'll get to this ball game shortly. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
And we are back here in Vancouver, waiting for the first pitch between Shelton and Mountain View.
Yeah. What's interesting, Diedrich, I noticed out there that there will be 3 officials, or 3, umpires?
Umpires, yeah.
Okay,
Sure, why
3
not?
umpires. So I guess from now on, in district or state action, you will have 3 versus 2.
I believe that's the rule.
Yeah.
Postseason, got to get them right? You got 3 people out there. And they usually set up, I think they set up, behind home plate, obviously, first and third, and then they might move, and depending on who's on base.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes. Lineup cards have been exchanged here, Jerry. Let's talk a little bit about the starting pitchers for today. We'll, let's see here. You know what? I can't talk about Daniel Crossan. I didn't look it up on him. I should have done that before we left, but he had a great outing. Not last night, night before, I believe. But I didn't look at that. But let's talk about the pitcher for the Thunder. Where's he, Jerry?
Can I just mention something about Daniel?
Go ahead, Jerry.
With Daniel Crossan, I've been very impressed this season with him. He's been considered our #1 pitcher for us. We have several good pitchers on the Shelton Highclimber team, but his strikeout ball ratio is very, very good. At one time it was 44-1, 44 strikeouts to 1 walk. I mean, I'm sure that's changed a little bit in the last couple games that he has pitched, but he's done a good job.
He certainly has. Now, Nick Wilcox will be starting for the Thunder. He did pitch on Monday against Camas, went 2 innings, 1 earned run, 2 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and he faced 10 batters. Not a bad outing in a couple innings, and that was a was it 9-1 loss? Yes, 9-1 loss. Sorry, I am suppressing a sneeze right now for some reason, so let's take a quick time out. Maybe I'll get rid of the sneeze. We'll be right back. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
And welcome back to Vancouver. A little playoff of baseball for you on a Friday afternoon. For some reason, to me, Jerry, doesn't feel like a Friday afternoon. Not really sure why.
The week has gone pretty quick.
It has, yeah.
It has.
But we're here to do some baseball, and the Highclimbers will be leading things off as Nick Wilcox goes through his warm-ups. His battery mate is Legend Haskew. What a great name, Legend.
I like that Legend name, the name Legend.
And the infield again is Josephine at the third, Lawson at short, Kendrick at second, Knox at first. Outfield from left to right is Fellows, Taylor, and Long. So, who do you think is leading things off, Jerry?
Well, I think it's number 22, the shortstop, Carl Turnbull. And on deck is number 4, the left fielder, Boston Madison.
And Carl was 0 for 4 yesterday, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But
that's unusual.
that's very unusual.
He's a very good leadoff hitter and plays a nice shortstop. Got good range, speed, everything.
And the thing I like about him mostly is he's a bother when he gets on base. He just gets in the head of the pitcher.
Yes, he does, doesn't
boy.
he?
Well, he'll lead things off and wait for the first pitch to him. Carl Turnbow steps in, waits for the first pitch from Nick Wilcox. A lot of chatter coming in,
I
Jerry.
like that.
Yeah, we like it. Here's the first pitch on the way to Turnbow. Swing and a pop-up. Out of play over everybody's head. And 0-1. So Turnbow will step back in. No balls and 1 strike. Leadoff batter for the Highclimbers. Here is pitch number 2. Sinks in there for strike 2 called. Wow. Kind of came in a little bit of a slow bit there and dropped in fast. So 0-2 to Carl Turnbow. Here's Wilcox with the next offering. Outside, ball 1, 1-2.
I do like that chatter from the dugout for the Highclimbers.
Well, we don't know if there's always chatter because of at Highclimber Field, the pool pump is always going. It's a little hard to hear anything. Here's another pitch in there for ball 2. So 2-2 to count to Carl Turnbow. So it's, so we get a lot more crowd than we do ambiance or background. So here's the 2-2 to Carl Turnbow. Leadoff batter for the Highclimbers here in the top of the first. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 1 for Shelton.
And now up is Boston Madison, the left fielder, number 4.
And Boston yesterday was 1 for 2 against the Tumwater. And he'll step in, wait for the first pitch from Wilcox. 1 out, nobody on. Here comes first pitch, fastball swung, popped up. Make sure it goes over everybody's head. I always like to look around and make sure it doesn't come straight back down on top of us.
I'm ready. I'll help you. I'll save you.
But if you look around, everybody's going, oh, where's that ball? Anyways, here's the 0-1 to Boston Madison. Strike on the outside corner, 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Boston Madison. 1 out. Here's Wilcox into his wind-up and pitch to the plate. It's going to bounce in there for ball 1, so 1-2 is the count to Boston Madison. 1 out, nobody on. Here is the next offering. Pitch on the way. That's a little bit high. And Madison had to duck. So 2-2 the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers here. Top of the first inning, just underway. A lot of chatter coming from the dugout. Pitch on the way. Swing and a pop-up out of play over our heads, and the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Jax Ward on deck. Here comes the offering. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 2 for Shelton.
Yeah, that's the second strikeout in a row for Nick Wilcox, the pitcher. Now up is your third hitter for the Highclimbers. This is number 2, the catcher, Jax Ward.
And Jax yesterday was 0 for 2. did not catch yesterday, we're told.
Took a break.
Took a break. Must
A
have been-
very much needed break. That's a hard position.
Yeah, here's first pitch to Ward. It's going to be high, ball 1.
You got to work when you're behind the plate there.
I can see it. Never done it, but I can see
I've
it.
tried it a few times.
All right, so 1 ball, no strikes to Jax Ward, 2 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch from Wilcox. Getting outside and low. So 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. 2 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers here in the top of the first inning. Here is the 2-0 from Wilcox. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Scooped up there by Lawson. Throw to first, and that will do it as Knox records the out. And that is that for the Highclimbers in their half of the first. Mountain View Thunder coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
And we head to the bottom of the first inning, the Mountain View Thunder coming up.
And leading off for Mountain View will be the center fielder, number 1, Jackson Taylor.
And on Monday, Taylor was 0 for 2, but did score a run.
Mm-hmm.
That's one stat that never comes up, is whether he reaches on an error or not. I would imagine he did if he scored a run, or he came in as a courtesy runner at one point in time. We don't have that information. But Daniel Crossan into his final warm-up. We'll run down that out or the infield.
Okay.
So Daniel Crossan and Jax Ward's a battery. Gunnar Jensen's at third. Carl Turnbow at short. Zane Harding at second. Cam Winans over at first, and it's Boston Madison, Michael Carlson, and Jacob Jacoby from left to right in the outfield. So here comes Jackson Taylor for the Thunder. Lead things off. First pitch on the way, outside, ball 1. So number 1 throwing to number 1. That's interesting, Jerry. Here comes the pitch. There's a swing and a fly ball that's going to hook foul over the first base dugout. So 1-1.
It's kind of like with Jax Ward. He's the catcher, but he's also number 2.
So Jackson Taylor will wait for the 1-1 from Daniel Crossan. Pitch on the way, and a little ground ball scooped up there. Oh, bobbled a bit by Turnbow. Throw to first, and it bounces in there, and there is a leadoff
error.
Error is what Jerry's going to call it. And a runner on first in Taylor.
And now up is number 10. Excuse me, number 10?
No, 10. You're right. The pitcher, Nick Wilcox.
Yeah.
And Nick was 2 for 3 with a double against Camas on Monday. So 1 on and nobody out. There was a throw over to first. And Taylor gets back safely. He'll take a lead again over there. There's now a pitch that plate's fouled off over the first base dugout. See if I can get something to work here. Come on. So 0-1 to Wilcox. Runner at first in Jackson Taylor. Nobody out for the Thunder. There's a throw over to first, and Taylor gets back safely. So here's the 0-1 to Wilcox. It's ball gets away from Jax Ward, but he does a good job tracking it down. So 1-1 is the count. Nobody out, one on. Taylor at first base for the Thunder. Pitch on the way. Ball, throw to first. Oh, just diving back is Taylor. Nice throw by Ward.
Yeah, he's got a very good arm, Diedrich.
Well, I didn't say that. It was just a nice quick throw. Almost got Taylor on his flat-footed, but he managed to get back. He'll take a lead there. Not as big of a lead this time. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to Wilcox. Pitch on the way, and another fly ball that goes foul out the first base line. So 2-2 the count. To Nick Wilcox. Getting Taylor's over at first base. Pitch on the way, swing. That one's fouled over our head. Drops down right in front of me, Cherry. Count remains 2-2.
Yeah, Nick Wilcox is making Daniel cross some work here in the first inning.
So, again, we'll do the 2-2 to Wilcox. Daniel crossing. Throw over to first again, and Taylor's back safely. Really bothered with this guy on first base, aren't we?
They're keeping him honest.
Yeah, he's not getting beyond that little circle there. Pitch on the way and a ground ball. That's going to be scooped up there by Gunnar Jensen. Throw to second and Harding, and that'll be out to number 1. That was Taylor that was called out. So 1 down and now 1 on as Wilcox is over at first base.
Yeah, fielder's choice there. So now up is number 21, the third hitter in the lineup for Mountain View, the shortstop, Brendan Lawson.
And Brendan was 0 for 3 against Camas on Monday. His first pitch to Lawson, it's ball 1. So 1 out, 1 on. Wilcox is at first base, and a 1 ball, no strikes count to Lawson. Pitch, swing, and a miss on that next one. 1-1 the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Nick Wilcox is at first base for the Thunder. Brendan Lawson, the batter for Mountain View. Another throw over to first, and Lawson dives back safely. Head first dives. Any other way that you dive back? Just pitch to the plate. Strike, throw to first, and again Wilcox gets back safely. That was strike 2 called, so 1-2 the count to Lawson. Wilcox again takes the lead at first. 1 out, 1 on. And a 1-2 count to Lawson. Pitch on the way. Fly ball, a line drive. Will bounce in front of an over Turnbow. And Wilcox is heading to third. Throw in, cut off by Turnbow. And the Thunder have runners at first and third now.
I'm going to give that a single.
Okay, Jerry. I trust you. So 1 out and 2 on. Runners at first and third. Wilcox is at third and Lawson's at first.
And now up is your cleanup hitter and designated hitter, Lucas Wolfley.
And Lucas was 0 for 3 on Monday against Camas. So 2 on and 1 out for the Thunder. Bottom of the first inning, no score. His first pitch to Wolfley. He'll swing and miss at that one. 0-1. Lawson takes the lead at first base and then gets back to the bag. Wilcox is at third base for the Thunder, and the batter is Wolfley. Pitch on the way to Wolfley. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 0-2 to Wolfley.
Yeah, Daniel's throwing some good heat right now. Last couple pitches have been very quick, very fast.
So we in runners at the corners. 1 out. Wolfley an 0-2, and Crossan will step off. So again, Lawson is at first, and Wilcox is at third for Mountain View. Pitch on the way, runner goes, swing, and that one's fouled right into my face, Jerry. Wow.
Oh, okay.
You didn't react.
I was supposed to protect you.
You did. Well, the crossbar right here on the fence did all the work. Wow. I said, look up, and there is the ball coming at me. So the count remains 0-2 to Wolfley. 1 out, 2 on for the Thunder. Do have a runner at third base, and Nick Wilcox. Pitch on the way. Outside ball. 1-2. I'm so glad that there was fences and backstops.
Yes.
All kinds of impediments in our way so we don't take more damage. Pitch on the way. Inside. Oh, just missed.
It was close, wasn't it?
Just missed. 2-2 the count to Wolfley. Lucas looks back at Crossan. He's again those runners at first and third. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And that'll be out number 2.
And that's the first strikeout for Daniel Crossan. And now up is your catcher, number 5, Legend Haskew.
And Legend was 0 for 2 with a walk on Monday. So 2 out, throw over to first. And again, Lawson gets back safely. So 2 out, 2 on. Wilcox is still at third. Lawson at first, and Haskew will swing and foul the first pitch out of play.
You got a bigger foul ground area here
than we are used to seeing at Highclimbers. Glad you pointed that out again, Jerry. I mean, there's some area to work for those foul areas. So 0-1 to Haskew. Runners at the corners, 2 out. Pitch on the way, swing, and a fly ball. That's going to drop in fair up the first base line. Coming in to score is Wilcox. Lawson to third. Throw into home. And on the way to, making his way over to second base is going to be Haskew, and that's a 1-0 lead for Mountain View.
So that's a second single for Mountain View here in the first inning. And now up is your 6th hitter in the lineup, the third baseman, number 8, Logan Josephson. A mouthful, Josephson.
Josephson's hopefully doing a walk on Monday. I'm sorry, Jerry. I just have to chuckle.
I apologize.
That's all right. So we have a courtesy runner heading in for the Thunder to get Haskew, excuse me.
Josephson.
John Scoff is the courtesy runner at second base, Jerry.
Okay.
So runners at second and third for the Thunder, 1 and 2 out.
Yeah, Nick Wilcox came in.
Yeah, Ben Josephson is at bat, waiting for the first pitch to him. 1-0 ball game, pitch on the way. B-ball 1. Sorry, I got to update everything. There we go. Pitch on the way, swing, and that one's fouled straight back, right under the camera. Again, the people over here with their cameras were very happy about that. There's a backstop there. So 1-1 the count to Josephson. 2 out, 2 on, 1 in for the Thunder here in the bottom of the first. 1-0 ball game. Scott takes a lead at second. Lawson's at third. Here's a pitch on away, and that's another foul back. Boy, that's a dangerous spot to be standing, guys. Sorry where my camera's lined up. You know that, Jerry, but it's way up there this time.
Good.
So I think we'll be okay. We're not going to have another
episode
where the camera gets knocked off its perch. I made sure this time. I secured it nicely.
Good for you.
Here's the 1-2 to Josephson. That one's fouled straight back, and it's still 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, 2 on, 1 in for the Thunder. They're leading 1-0.
And it's good that you have it high up. I like that.
Well, it's trying to get more of the outfield, as much of the outfield as we can get. I know that's been a complaint from people.
Oh.
Can't see what's going on in the outfield. I'm sorry, I don't have a big crew. Here's a pitch on the way. Strike 3 called, and that will end the inning. The Thunder do get one. They leave 2. We head to the second. Shelton coming up. It's 1-0 Mountain View on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health. Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. And we head to the second inning, Jerry.
Okay, Diedrich, Mountain View in the bottom of the first had 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 error committed by the Highclimbers. There was 2 left on base, and there was no walks. And now leading off for the Highclimbers is the cleanup hitter, the first baseman, number 24, Cam Winanson.
And Cam, 1 for 4 yesterday. He did pitch yesterday.
How many innings?
2.
2, okay.
Yeah. That was against Tumwater. Highclimbers had a busy week.
Yes, they have. Is this a 4th game for them this week?
I want to say yes, Jerry, but that's a lot of games. They really wanted this game tomorrow.
Yeah, another day of rest.
Yeah, but that just didn't, your Mountain View, they choose the day. And they've been off since Monday, so they want to play some ball. So here is Winans waiting for the first pitch from Wilcox. Swing and a ground ball. Just over there to second, scooped up and thrown in. Nice play out there by Kendrick over to Knox for the out, and 1 out. Wow.
Yeah, that was a nice play. Good range.
Good range, good throw, actually, Jerry. I didn't think he could get it there in time. So 1 away for Shelton.
And now up is the second hitter of this inning, the right fielder, number 7, Jacob Jacoby.
Jacob was 1 for 3 and scored a run yesterday. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch to Jacoby. Swing and a miss for Jacob. So 1-1.
Yeah, Jacob's done a nice job in the outfield for the Highclimbers. He's played some center field, and tonight he's playing right field.
Here's the 0-1. Strike at the knees. Wow. 0-2 to Jacoby. 1 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers here in the top of the second. Here's the 0-2 on the way from Wilcox. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 2.
And that's a 3rd strikeout for Nick Wilcox of Mountain View. And now up is your second baseman, number 9. This is Zane Harding.
Zane was 1 for 2 with a walk yesterday. And I don't know why, this is going through my mind. There's a Simpsons episode where they talk about number 9. That just always kicks in my head. I don't know why that is. I'll get it out of my system. Here's the first pitch to Harding, a swing and miss. I'm sorry. I'm just getting silly, I guess.
We'll forgive you.
This time. All right, so 0-1 to Zane Harding. Here's the next pitch on the way. Outside, ball 1-1. So Zane will step back into the batter's box. 2 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers here. Top of the second inning. Oh, I got the wrong thing in there. That's ball 2. So 2-1 is the count to Zane Harding, and I finally fixed my graphics. All right.
2 outs.
Yeah, 2 out. I just said that. Jinx.
Did you?
Jinx.
You said 2.
Two outs. Pitch on the way. Outside. Ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. I'm sorry. I just was looking up at the score.
Fudge up there.
No, I was looking up at the scoreboard, and it hadn't changed. So 3 balls, 1 strike to Zane Harding. 2 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch on the way from Wilcox. Strike 2. Ugh. Deceptive pitches is Wilcox, man.
Yeah, Wilcox has already thrown 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, well, they come in very deceptively. I see it, and of course I'm not batting, I don't really know, but they just don't. They look different when they're coming in from my angle. Here's full count to Zane Harding, 2 out, nobody on. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And 1, 2, 3 go the high climbers here in the second. We head to the bottom of the frame. Mountain View with a is it 2 or 1? Jerry, is it 2 runs? 2 runs. I got that wrong. We'll discuss it when we come back. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Bottom of the second, Jerry.
Okay, leading off for the Mountain View Thunder is number 7, the left fielder, Brody Fellows.
And Fellows was 1 for 3 with a double on Monday. Sorry. Got too many things going on right here right now. Score is 1-0 Thunder. Pitch on the way to Fellows. Strike 1 on the outside corner at the knees. So 0-1 to Fellows. Leadoff batter for Mountain View. Here's a pitch on the way. Outside ball 1-1.
Home umpire is doing a good job of letting us know the strikes and the balls. Appreciate that.
Waits for the 1-1. Make it 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Fellows. Leadoff batter for Mountain View here. Leading 1-0. Pitch from cross and swing, and that one's popped up out of play over our heads. Comes down into the field play, but it's a foul ball. So 2-2 the count.
And Daniel Crossan, this is the 7th hitter facing Daniel Crossan in the lineup for Mountain View.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and another foul off the screen. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Crossan working on 30 pitches here, Jerry.
Yeah, it's a little high.
But not terribly. Here's the 2-2 again. Swing and another foul off as Fellows is battling here.
He sure is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Making everybody work here. Let's see here. No changes in the lineup in the field for the Highclimbers. A little early for substitutions either way, but I'd like to check. Pitch on the way, a ground ball. That's going to go foul. Nice play out there by the coach. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brody Fellows. Leadoff batter for the Thunder here in the bottom of the second inning. Here's a kick in the pitch, swing and a fly ball center field. Getting under it and grabbing it will be Carlson, and that's 1 away for the Thunder.
And now up is your first baseman, number 11, Kylan Knox.
And Kylan, which I like that name, 0 for 3 on Monday against Camas. Don't see that name very often, do you, Jerry?
I haven't seen that name.
First pitch to Kylan. Knox is low and outside for ball 1. 1-0 Thunder on top, 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. And Mountain View is batting with Kylan Knox. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball that goes foul over our heads. Oh, hit my car. Right on. I didn't even think about that. Bad spot to park, Jerry. I didn't think about that when I parked there.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I got a windshield's broken already, so I'm not worried about
Yeah, you're not too worried about it.
There's a ground ball chopper. Turnbow takes it off the second bounce. Who scoops it up, throws it across a little high, but Winans gets the leg down, and that's out number 2. I didn't think about that when I parked it, and I even moved it a little bit too, Jerry. That's the reason. So now there's 2 dents in the top of my rig.
Yeah, and now up is number 4, Owen Kendrick. Kendrick. And he is a second baseman. Kendrick. Owen.
Let's see here. Takes strike 1.
Nice pitch on the outside corner.
He batted versus Evergreen on May 1st. And it was 1 for 2, scored a run. Strike 2 called now.
Yeah, Daniel's settled down a little bit here. This is good.
His pitch on the way. Swing and a line drive almost into the dugout there at first base. See, now the question is, should I go remove my rig or leave it where it's parked?
I've only been bugging you for 2 years to get that window
That's
fixed.
very true.
2 years?
Yeah, it's been more than that, but that's all right. Swing and a fly ball again, foul. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes.
Safe Light's a good place to go.
Oh, yeah, no free commercials there, Jerry. Owen Kendrick on is at bat. He has no balls and 2 strikes, 2 out.
I'll shut up.
Nobody on. 1-0 Mountain View on top and at bats. Next pitch in there, just missed the outside corner. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You know what? There's a story about a fast pitch softball game where I told somebody to move their car and they refused, and the ball went over there and hit his car. Pitch on the way outside, just a bit high and outside, ball 2. And I'm that guy because that's exactly where he was parked in comparison on that field. Okay, so 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. Kendrick the batter. Here's the pitch on the way from crossing, swinging a fly ball, center field, drops in, base hit. Up with the ball is Carlton. Will throw it in to second base. And there's 1 on, 2 out for Mountain View.
And now up is your leadoff hitter, Jackson Taylor, the center fielder, number 1. And he got on by way of an error back in the first inning.
So 2 out, 1 on, throw over to first. Kendrick was already standing there. I think Crossing just wanted to make sure he knows that he's over there. So Taylor will step in, wait for the first pitch. Pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball that's going to be in foul territory on the run to get it. No, Jacob Jacoby couldn't quite get to it.
Yeah, nice try by Jacob, though.
Kind of held up because I think he lost in the sun. That's where the sun's coming into issue there, Jerry.
Yeah, you were mentioning that before the game, that could be an issue for the outfield.
Especially right field. So, count is 0-1, 2 out, 1 on. Kendrick at first base for Mountain View. Taylor the batter. Pitch on the way, swing, another fly ball headed over there to foul territory. Oh, what a grab out there by Jacoby in foul territory, and it's an out, and that'll end the inning. What a grab.
Beautiful catch.
Wow, that's where that extra area for the foul territory comes in handy. So we head to the third. It's 1-0 Mountain View. Shelton coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job, it's our promise.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
Third inning, Jerry.
And for the Mountain View Thunder in the top of the second, they had no runs on one hit. There was one person left on base. And now leading off for the visitors, the Highclimbers, the designated hitter, number 30, Zane Scott.
And Zane Scott had a pretty decent day yesterday. 2 for 2 with a double and a run scored.
Wow, good.
That might be why he's in the DH spot today.
Yeah.
You know, I got to get off this, but talking about my car getting hit by a ball in the parking lot, I'm surprised the alarm didn't go off. Of course, I don't have it armed. But, you know, anyways, we'll see if there's any damage.
I can still remember a lady after a game. I'll share the story later.
Okay. As Zane Scott will step in, wait for first pitch to him, leading things off for the Highclimbers here, top of the third inning. I know the scoreboard is backwards, but he can live with it. Here's the pitch on the way. It's going to be ball one. You can go ahead and tell the story as it goes along, Jerry.
Well, I hit a home run, and I broke a window in the alarm system. This is back in eastern Washington someplace. And after the game, the lady came up to me and started yelling at me about her window being busted.
Pitch on the way and a fly ball, center field. Actually, it's over there to second base. Getting under it is Kendrick, and that's out number one. So one away.
And I kind of thought, well, gee, I'm going to have to pay for this. But I was told then I didn't have to, but
no,
it was a comprehensive claim.
Why would you have to pay for it? You know, it's not like you
meant to.
Well, yeah, I'm on target that one.
Now up is the third baseman, Gunnar Jensen.
First pitch to him is low, ball one. Gunnar, 0 for 2 with a walk yesterday.
Yeah, and Gunner's pitched a lot too, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Nobody on for the Highclimbers here in the third. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That's going to go foul. Just foul right at that umpire standing on the third base line. So 1-1 to count to Gunnar Jensen. I really do not like the alternating, the different home and away uniforms with their different numbers. I'm not a big fan of that, but that's just my personal preference. But at least he has a 3 in both of them. He bunts one foul off his body.
Yeah, because he's 13 at home,
yeah,
isn't he?
Yeah, the white. Yeah, I guess it's not necessarily home. It's the white and the black uniforms.
Mm-hmm,
so it's 1 and 2. To Gunnar Jensen is 1 out and nobody on. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To say that outside, just missed ball 2.
The Highclimbers are trying to get their first base runner of the game here in the top of the third. Need a runner on base.
I have a change already in the lineup, Jerry. I look over. We'll get to that when we get there. So it's 2 and 2 to Jensen. Pitch on the way. Ground ball up the middle, right into the glove of Lawson. Throw over to first, and Knox records that out, and it's 2 away.
Gunnar made that close, though.
Yeah, he did. So 2 down, and here's the change, Jerry, number 27. Silas Huff, I believe.
Number 27?
Yeah,
it is Michael Carlson.
Oh, it is Michael Carlson.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right.
The center fielder.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you caught that. So, yeah, that's
no.
Michael was 1 for 2 with an RBI.
Okay.
Yesterday. So 2 out, nobody on. I'm glad you told me. I didn't look at the numbers. I really didn't. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Carlson.
Michael is the 9th hitter in the lineup for the Highclimbers.
Hence why it has a different number. And this also is a black uniform. Black jersey. Okay, so 0-1. 2 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball chopper. Charging, and it'll be picked up then by Lawson. Throw over to first. Did he beat it out? Oh, boy, he did not. Nice throw off the hop. And that will end the inning. Head to the bottom of the third, 1-0. Mountain View Thunder coming up on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
There's so many great things about life in Mason County, and Hood Canal Communications is proud to be one more. Headquartered in Union, we offer the speed and reliability your family needs, backed by hometown service and support. Whether you need to just check email or power all those Wi-Fi devices around your home, HCC has the right package for you. Stop by one of our friendly offices, call or visit hcc.net to learn more. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected.
Bottom of the third, Jerry.
Yeah, the Highclimbers had no runs in the bottom of the second. They had 1 hit. There was no errors committed, 1 left on base. Interesting fact about the person that's up at bat now, and this is the pitcher. He's the second person in the lineup. He got on by way of a fielder's choice and scored the lone run for Mountain View. He has 4 strikeouts so far as a pitcher.
And he waits for the first pitch to him from, that was a little slow, a fast roller there, picked up by Cross and throw to Winans.
Nice stretch.
First, and, Cam is doing a great job keeping that foot on the bag, so 1 away.
He did a very nice job. And now up is Brendan Lawson, and Brendan got the RBI, and he got a single, and he's 1 for 1. Stranded on third base back in the first.
1 out, nobody on for the Thunder. Pitch on the way, and it is low and away. One ball, no strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Next pitch to Lawson. Swing and a fly ball. That's going to drop in. Going to be scooped up there by Harding. High throw. Couldn't. It drew Winans off the bag. Couldn't get his foot back down. So there is a 1 out hit, Jerry.
I'm going to give it a hit.
Give it a hit.
I'll give it a hit. It was a nice try by Winans, but unfortunately couldn't get the foot down because the throw was a little high. And now up is your cleanup hitter, number 18, Lucas Wolfley, and he is 0 for 1.
So 1 on, 1 out. First pitch to Wolfley is a ground ball over there to Jensen. Jensen throws it over to second for way out there. Throw to first. Oh, it's offline. And Wolfley's heading to second. Throw to second. Slides into the tag, and they got him. So that will be that. A little bit of action there. And that'll end the inning. We head to the fourth. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and the Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
And we're in the fourth inning now.
Yeah, now Mountain View in the bottom of the third had no runs on one hit, nobody left on base, no errors. Although I could probably give an error for that one throw.
That's your call there, Jerry.
I know. I'm going to. Yeah.
Oh, you're just nuts.
I know. I probably shouldn't, but I'm doing it.
So top of the order coming up here now that I'm on the right page.
It'll be interesting to see if I'm right at the end of the game when you check your.
I'm looking at the box score right now, and then no.
They get no errors? Okay, well, we're going to go with that.
Okay.
That's more accurate than me.
Well, it's all about an opinion, Jerry. And
yeah, it is.
This score saying, no error.
Okay, let's do it. Let's go.
You do whatever you want, Jerry. You're the guy.
Thank you. Now up is the leadoff hitter, Carl Turnbow, the shortstop, who is 0 for 1.
And he fly out there in the first inning. Was it a fly out or a ground out? Or you not make a note?
Yeah, he struck out.
No, he struck out. That's right. Okay, never mind. So I got them all wrong there. There's first pitch to Turnbow. Swinging a fly ball that is over our heads. Not on my car, but over our heads. Oh. Somebody used to tell me to get over it, right? Get over it. So Turnbow 0-1. Top of the fourth. Swing and a miss on that inside pitch. 0-2. Leadoff batter for the Highclimbers here in the fourth. 1-0 Mountain View. Shelton at bat, however. Here's the 0-2 to Turnbow. Just outside. Ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good eye by Carl Turnbow.
There's 1-2. Pitch from Wilcox to Turnbow. Ball number 2, so 2 balls and 2 strikes to Turnbow. Boston Madison on deck.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the 2-2 to Turnbow. Leadoff batter for the Highclimbers here in the fourth. Pitch on the way. Outside, ball 3. So, count is now full to Carl Turnbow. There is the pitch on the way to Turnbow. Strike 3 called. Turnbow was headed to first base, but nope, he's out. So 1 away for the Highclimbers.
And now up is Boston Madison, the left fielder, and he is 0 for 1, struck out back in the first.
So Madison will step in. 1 out, nobody on.
5th strikeout for Dick Wilcox of Boutview.
Here's the next pitch on the way. It's outside for ball number 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Boston Madison. Wilcox has thrown 40 pitches, Jerry, so far.
Okay. It's not a bad count.
Not bad count. Here's the 1-0 to Madison. Swing and a fly ball center field. Coming in a tick will be Taylor, and that is out number 2 for the Highclimbers.
And now up is Jax Ward, the catcher. He is 0 for 1, grounded out to the shortstop, back in the first.
So Jax, as we found out, hit his very first home run on senior night earlier this week.
And it was to deep left center field.
Left center, yeah.
Yeah. It was a nice hit.
It was a nice hit. Here is the first pitch to him. Oh, just hit the outside corner.
And the whole team came out and.
Oh, as they always do on those home runs.
Yeah, that was great, though.
But, we found out later that was his very first home run.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
He's got some power, obviously.
So here's the 0-1. Oh, just missed that time. Same spot as the last time, at least it looked that way, but 1-1 the count.
Jax is kind of like a captain. He's the leader of the team in many ways. Does a great job behind the plate.
He does. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That's going over to center left. That'll drop in. Base hit. Jax rounds first, heads to second. Ball's in the up in the fence, and a stand-up double with 2 out.
Yeah, and that's the first hit for the Highclimbers. And that was a nice double stand-up by Jax Ward. And now up is number 24, Cam Winans, the first baseman, who is 0 for 1, grounded out to the second baseman back in the second.
So 2 out, 1 on. Jax Ward at second base. So 1-0 lead for Mountain View. The Highclimbers looking to tie it up here with Cam Winans. As Wilcox steps off to get Ward back to the bag at second. Here's pitch on the way and a swing, and that one's hooking foul up the third base line. So 0-1.
So that was the first hit given up by Nick Wilcox of Mountain View.
Winans steps back in, waits for the 0-1 from Wilcox. 2 out, 1 on. Jax Ward over at second base, has a lead there. Pitch on the way, swing and another foul off.
And again, I know I'm repeating myself, but Cam Winans also plays a good first base.
Certainly does, Jerry. So 0-2 to Winans, 2 out, 1 on. Winans steps in, waits for the pitch from Wilcox, who looks back at Ward and steps off. Ward goes back to the bag at second base. Winans waits for the pitch from Wilcox. 0-2 on the count. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball left field. Getting under it is going to be Fellows, and that will do it for the Climbers in their half. The fourth go to the bottom of the frame. Mountain View coming up. They're leading 1-0 on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Bottom of the fourth inning, 1-0 Mountain View with the lead, and they're coming to bat.
Yeah, and Shelton Highclimbers had no runs on 1 hit and 1 left on base. And leading off for Mountain View will be this catcher, number 5, Legend Haskew. And he is 1 for 1, had a single back in the first.
So Daniel Crossan on the mound still, entering the fourth. I do not see any changes on the field, as Haskew will step in, wait for the first pitch from Daniel Crossan. Leadoff batter for the Thunder. They're up 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch on the way. Strike on the outside corner, right at the shoulders. So 0-1 to Haskew. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. High and shallow. Under it is going to be Boston Madison for out number 1. So 1 down.
And now up is number 8, the third baseman, Logan Josephson. And he is 0 for 1, struck out back in the first.
So 1 out, nobody on for the Thunder. 1-0 is our score, bottom of the 4th. Jefferson steps in, waits for the first pitch from Crossan. Here it comes. Swing and a fly ball. There's room for it. It's in foul territory, but Boston Madison got it.
Yep.
And that's out number 2.
And that's the second out he's made this inning.
Yeah, back to back.
And now up is number 7, the left fielder, Brody Fellows. And Brody is 0 for 1, flew out to the center fielder back into second.
So 2 out, nobody on for the Thunder, leading 1-0 here. Bottom of the 4th. First pitch to Fellows. Strike called. Sorry, I was going to say something completely different. As Fellows wanted to swing at that pitch. It's 0-1. Here's the next pitch on the way. That's going to be ball 1. So 1-1 the count to Fellows. 2 out, nobody on. Pitch on the way, swing, and that's a foul out of play up the third baseline. So 1-2. Fellows waits for the next pitch on the way. Swing another foul back. Boy, those things come off fast, Jerry.
They do.
So the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 out, nobody on for the Thunder here in the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 is their score.
This screen seems like it's been hit more times in this game than most games I can think of.
There's a swing and a ground ball. That's going to be going over to Harding. He'll glove it. Throw over to Winans. Spins away with the out. And that will be that for the Thunder. We head to the 5th, 1-0. Shelton coming up.
With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
If you're enjoying this broadcast, please give us a like on your favorite social media. You can use the handle @MasonWebTV to find us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Subscribe and follow Mason Web TV so you never miss anything.
And we are back here. Top of the 5th inning we go. 1-0 Mountain View Thunder on top. Shelton Highclimbers coming to bat.
Yeah, in the bottom of the 4th, Mountain View was retired 1-2-3. And now leading off for the Highclimbers in the top of the 5th is the right fielder, number 7, Jacob Jacoby. He is 0 for 1, struck out in the second.
All right. I always like this into the warm-up routine that teams go through. As the ball goes back to the pitcher, the catcher out there to check in. Make sure everything's good before you actually get into playing ball. So Jacoby will step in.
That's why they're called a battery.
That's right. You know, the first time I heard that term was only a few years ago, like 15 years ago. I'd never heard it before. Here is the first pitch to Jacob Jacoby to lead off the 5th inning for the Highclimbers, trailing 1-0. There's a swing and a pop fly. over everybody's head and into the ditch in front of my car. Maybe it's just it's a sign that I need to fix that window. 0-1.
I'll bug you on the way home, too.
I'm sure you will. I could just toss my keys to Jason Winans, ask him to move it. Here's the pitch on the way, and a ground ball chopper. That's going to be fair, but right to the first baseman, and Knox will just run in and beat out the diving Jacoby for the out.
Unassisted for the first baseman.
He waved off the backup from second. So 1 away.
And now up is your second baseman, Zane Harding, who is also 0 for 1, struck out back in the second.
So Zane Harding will step in, 1 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers here. Top of the 5th inning, trailing 1-0. Here's the first pitch from Wilcox. Swinging a fly ball, that's going foul and just out of play off the first base line, just over that fence. There's some people over there. It's not a souvenir, folks. You got to bring it back. So 0-1 to Zane Harding.
It's interesting. We have 2 Zanes in a row in the lineup.
Oh, that's the way they like it. So 0-1 to Zane Harding. 1 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers here in the 5th inning. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a line drive up the middle. Nice backhand there. Throw to first for the out.
What a beautiful backhand.
Wow, backhand by Kendrick. He spun around, threw it over to Knox, and that's out number 2 for the Climbers. Wow.
That was a beautiful play. Robbed him of a hit.
Yeah.
And now up is your designated hitter, Zane Scott, number 30, who's 0 for 1, flew out to the second baseman.
So 2 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers here. Zane Scott waiting for the first pitch from Wilcox. Here it comes. Swinging a ground ball chopper. Going to be picked up there by Lawson. Lawson will throw it over to first, and out it is to Knox. So 1, 2, 3 go the Highclimbers here in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the frame. Mountain View coming up. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Bottom of the 5th. Just had that confirmed.
Okay.
1-0 to Mountain View.
Yeah. And up is the first baseman, number 11, Kylan Knox. He is 0 for 1, grounded out to the third baseman back in the second.
And Kylan had a heck of a job in that last half inning defensively, being in the right spot.
Yeah.
And all those outs, all 3 outs. Here's first pitch to Knox. Ooh, just brushed his jersey inside ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. Somebody's got a squeaky toy, Jerry.
Yeah.
Here's the next pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 2, so 2-0 to Knox.
Yeah, with my hearing aids now in, I can hear those type of sounds.
He used to be oblivious to the man speaking right now. Now I can hear everything. Here's the 2 balls in. Well, strike 1 on that pitch. We're just giving Jerry's a bad time here.
That's why he's got to be careful now what he says.
Yeah. I can't. Under my breath anymore. Here's a 2-1 to Knox. Is swinging and a miss for strike 2. We have too much fun doing these games, don't we?
That's my job, to make you laugh.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter for the Thunder. And Kylan Knox. Pitch on the way, and a fly ball. It's going to go foul almost into the softball field over there, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
So count remains 2-2. And it's Kylan Knox. Pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball, chopper. Turnbow jumps up in the air to grab it, throw it over to first, and that's the out for Winans. So 1 away.
That took an interesting hop.
Yeah, and Turnbow stayed with it. I was watching that. We saw some very weird
in
hops
North Mason?
in North Mason the other day where the ball was coming right to the glove, hits the dirt, and goes right over somebody's head a couple of times, actually.
It did happen a couple of times. And now up is number 4, Owen Kendrick. He is 1 for 1, had a single back in the second inning.
So 1 out, nobody on. Kendrick waits for the first pitch. Here it comes. Inside. Boy, Crossan getting dangerously close there. Last couple of first pitches. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Here's next pitch on the way. Strike on the outside corner. 1-1. Interesting call.
Well, Daniel Crossan has really settled down the last couple of innings, last 3 innings.
There's a swing and a foul off the screen to our right. So 1-2 the count.
He's only given up 1 hit in the last 3 innings.
So Owen Kendrick back in the batter's box with a 1-2 count, 1 out. Here's the pitch. It's going to be ball number 2. So the count is even at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. For the Thunder here in the bottom of the 5th, swing and a foul off the screen again to our right, and the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Thunder on top since the first inning, 1-0. Next pitch on the way, swing and another foul off.
It's interesting that you do not have an on-deck circle here.
Well,
maybe that's because of the foul area.
It could be.
I don't know.
Well, I don't think there's an on-deck circle at Highclimber Field, come to think of it, Jerry.
Isn't there?
No, I don't think there is.
Okay.
You just stay in the brown area. So the count is still 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kendrick. Here's the pitch on the way. There's strike 3 called, and that's out number 2. So 2 down.
And that's the 3rd strikeout for Daniel Crossan here in the ball game. And now is up his the leadoff hitter, number 1, Jackson Taylor, the center fielder. He is 0 for 2, flew out to the right fielder back into second.
So the first pitch to Taylor is going to be low, ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. 2 out, nobody on for the Thunder. Bottom of the 5th, 1-0. Mountain View on top. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a ground ball. Nice play by Gunnar Jensen. Off the hop, throw it over to Winans, and that will do it for the Thunder here in the 5th. We head to the 6th. Shelton coming up. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health.
Well, we head to the 6th inning, Jerry. 1-0.
Yeah, leading.
Sorry, go ahead, Jerry. That's my bad. I didn't. No, you're good. Go ahead. I didn't push the mute button quick enough.
Okay. Yeah, up now is number 3, the third baseman, Gunnar Jensen, and he's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the shortstop back in the third. What's interesting is there's only been one error in this whole ball game, and been a good defensive game. We've seen some really nice plays made by the infield and outfield, and the first baseman for both teams have done a nice stretch on the getting the out. It's been a good defensive game.
Good defensive game. Not to mention some pretty decent pitching, but you know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, it has been. Wilcox has 5 strikeouts, and Daniel Crossan has 3. And they both, been doing well. Mm-hmm. And now up, leading off for the Highclimbers, like I mentioned, is the third baseman, number 3, Gunnar Jensen.
All right, so here's first pitch to Gunnar. Lead things off for the Highclimbers here, trailing 1-0 to the Mountain View Thunder. Here's the first pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball into the gap. Nope, and on the run and grabbing it from the outfield, Caleb Long. What a nice run in to grab that ball, and 1 out. Wow.
And now up is your second hitter this inning for the Highclimbers, the center fielder, number 27, Michael Carlson, 0 for 1.
Staying with that theme of great defense. I thought that was going to drop in the gap.
I thought so too, yeah.
Nice run by Long to record the out. And here's Carlson. First pitch to him. Ball 1.
Boy, that was close. Almost hit that outside corner.
Well, you know what? We from our angle, because we're off center, we don't know exactly where the ball is.
Yeah, that's true.
If we were right behind home plate, we couldn't see anything. Here's the 1-0 to Carlson. Swinging a fly ball. Center field on the run out there to get it this time is the center fielder, Jackson Taylor, and that's out number 2. Or out number 2, yes, out number 2. Sorry. Lost track of where it was, Jerry.
And now up is your shortstop, number 22, Carl Turnbull, and he's 0 for 2.
So 2 out, nobody on. Got to remind everybody this is a district pigtail game. The winner goes on to the district tournament. The loser will have to go home, and their season's over. Here's first pitch to Turnbow. Swing and a miss for strike 1. We're in the top of the 6th, and it's 1-0.
And the winner of this game will probably play on Tuesday.
Well, they will play on Tuesday. Just where and when, we don't know quite yet. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss again by Turnbow. 0-2. 2 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers here. Top of the 6th. Wilcox gone the distance so far. Here's pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. Wow.
That was a beautiful pitch.
Oh, boy, was it. That'll do it for the Highclimbers. We head to the bottom of the frame. Mountain View coming up with the lead. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
Bottom of the 6th, Jerry. 1-0. Mountain View, the Thunder coming up.
Yep. And number 10, the pitcher, Nick Wilcox, is coming up. And he is 0 for 2.
Let's see. I'm just trying to look over everything, and it doesn't seem to be any changes as of yet. But we're in the bottom of the 6th. Mountain View would probably like to get a few insurance runs here. One run is just not enough. I mean, it's enough, but it's not enough, you know. So Wilcox waits first pitch, takes strike 1. So 0-1 to Wilcox. Crossan also gone the distance today. Here's the kick and the pitch. Swing and a foul tip straight back. 0-2.
And he's working on a 4-hitter, which is pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing wrong with his outing. He's just he doesn't have any run support.
Exactly.
And that has to do with the other guy who's at bat right now. So here's the 0-2 to Wilcox. Strike 3 called. And that's out number 1.
And that's his 4th strikeout. And now up is number 21, the shortstop, who's made some nice plays today, Brendan Lawson. And Brendan is 2 for 2. 2 singles, has an RBI. Okay.
His first pitch to Lawson, and a swing and a miss. Lawson? Yes, Lawson. Right. Strike 1. Well, Williams kicking up from behind, kind of keeps us cool. Don't you think, Jerry?
Mm-hmm.
Swing and a fly ball. That's going to drop into shallow center left, and the Lawson's going to motor around for a stand-up double.
He's
1
3
out.
for 3 in the ball game. So now up is the cleanup hitter, the designated hitter, number 18, Lucas Wolfley, and Lucas is 0 for 2.
So we're going to have a I thought we were going to have a courtesy runner, but we're not. Just Lawson to give up his gloves. Head back out to second base. So 1 out, 1 on. Runner at second. Second, I should say. And Lawson. Brendan Lawson. And the batter is Wolfley. Here's the pitch on the way. Low. Ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to Wolfley. 1 out, 1 on. Brendan Lawson at second base for the Thunder. Here's a kick and the throw from Crossan. That looked good, and it was strike 1. I played umpire is just a little slow about giving that strike signal, so I had to pause.
He's
just a little bit, you know. And since he's talking away from us, we can't hear him. Here's a step out by Crossan to get Lawson back to the bag, but he didn't go all the way to the bag. He's
not emphatic with his calls, but he does let you know.
Eventually. Here's the 1-1. That's ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Wolfley. Lawson again takes a lead at second base. Just into the peripheral vision of Daniel Crossan on the mound for the Highclimbers. Here's the pitch to the plate to Wolfley. Swing and a fly ball. That's headed over there to right field, and the out recorded there, and a throw into third base, and a nice throw out there by Jacoby. Make sure that Lawson holds at second. There's 2 down now for the Thunder.
And now up is number 5, the catcher, Legend Haskew, who is 1 for 2, had a single back in the first, flew out to the left fielder in the 4th.
So 2 out, 1 on for the Thunder now. Haskew digs in. Again, you got Brendan Lawson at second base. Here's the first pitch. Runner goes. Throw to third. Ball gets into left field, but a good backup there by Turnbow to grab the ball.
Gonna give him a steal.
And Lawson is safe at third base. So Lawson's down at third, 2 out. And it's 1 ball, no strikes, is that right? Pitch on the way, fling, and a fly ball. Winans will be waved off, and Harding will get it. So the Thunder get a guy on third, can't bring him home. We head to the top of the 7th, 1-0 Mountain View. Shelton running out of time. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and the Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
If you're enjoying this broadcast, please give us a like on your favorite social media. You can use the handle @MasonWebTV to find us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Subscribe and follow Mason Web TV so you never miss anything.
Quick note on how to find us on social media. We're also on Blue Sky Social, if you know what that is, but find us on that as well. So we head to the top of the 7th inning, 1-0 Mountain View. The Shelton Highclimbers coming up here.
Yeah, and a little rundown on Nick Wilcox, still pitching. He has no walks. He has a one-hitter. He has struck out 5 so far going into the 7th here. And up first for the Highclimbers, who need a run to tie it, is Boston Madison, and Boston is 0 for 2.
We have to stress to you that this is a Pigtail playoff game to get into the district tournament, which starts on Tuesday. The winner will go to the tournament. The loser, well, their season comes to an end.
Yeah,
so
that's sad.
It would be sad. Well, it's sad for either whoever ends up losing here today, but right now the Thunder are on top by 1 run, and Nick Wilcox has gone the distance.
Yeah, he has.
And
pitched a good game.
Yeah, it's been a great pitcher's duel here in a 1-0 ball game. So Boston Madison will step in to face Wilcox one more time. And a lot of chatter coming out of the dugout over there at first base. Here's the kick and the pitch. Swing and a ground ball foul off the first base line. That's 0-1. Well, I got to hand it to the Shelton faithful. They made the trip down here.
Yeah, we got a
good crowd on both sides. And it also extends down that first base line you can't see, Jerry.
Yeah.
There's some red and black over there. Here's the pitch on the way. It'll be a ball, 1-1 to Boston Madison. We would encourage everybody to come to these games, regardless wherever they are, because we want to hear the fans. But we're here to bring it to those who cannot make it. There's the 1-1 to Boston Madison. Leadoff batter for the Highclimbers here, top of the 7th. Trailing 1-0, pitch on the way. High, ball 2, so 2 balls, 1 strike to Boston Madison. Two balls, 1 strike. Nobody on, because this is the leadoff batter in Boston Madison for the Highclimbers. Here's the pitch from Nick Wilcox. Swinging a line drive, glove there by the second baseman. Throw over to first, and that is out number 1. Good play by Kendrick. He's had a good game.
Oh, he has.
And 1 away.
And now up is Jax Ward. And Jax is 1 for 2, has a lone hit for the Highclimbers, had a double back in the 4th.
So 1 out, nobody on. And Jax Ward will step in. Wait for the first pitch. Here it comes from Wilcox. It's going to be high, dropped in there, but still a ball. Not the location Wilcox expected. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers here. Top of the 7th, trailing 1-0. Here's the next pitch on the way from Wilcox. To Ward, he'll pop that one up in the foul territory, but down onto the bleachers behind the fence. Don't see that very often.
That was a nice effort by the catcher, Legend Heskew.
Didn't give up onto it until he
No,
ran
he
into the
did
fence. So it's 1-1 for Jax Ward. 1 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers. Top of the 7th, 1-0, Mountain View. Here's the 1-1 to Ward. High, ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the 2-1 to Jax Ward from Nick Wilcox. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball, center field. On the run up against the fence and reaching up and grabbing it will be Jackson Taylor for out number 2. Just some great defense today, Jerry.
There has been by the outfield, especially for Mountain View. That might have been a home run in our field.
No.
Would it have been close?
No.
No. Wouldn't have been?
No.
Okay.
No. So Cam Winans is going to be the next batter with 2 out and nobody on for the Highclimbers.
Yeah, he's 0 for 2.
All right.
Okay.
See what Cam can do here.
It was a nice hit, though.
It was a
Jax
great
Ward.
hit. Just a better defensive play there by Jackson Taylor to record the out. So 2 down, nobody on. Here's the first pitch to Winans. Swing and a ground ball, chopper back to Wilcox. He'll run over there, underhand it to Knox, and that's the ball game, folks. So on to district go the Mountain View Thunder after a 1-0 victory over the Shelton Highclimbers today. We will take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Well, it's a final here in Vancouver. The Mountain View Thunder sneak by the Shelton Highclimbers in this Pigtail playoff game, 1-0. The Thunder eliminate the Highclimbers from the postseason here with this 1-0 victory. Jerry's got some totals, and it's not really much.
Thank you, Diedrich. Yeah, it was a very good defensive game, well-pitched game, very few errors. One error altogether.
Well, Jerry says 1 error. The official
They say
line,
2?
They say 0 across the board.
No.
No error. Well, it's,
Really?
Again, it's interpretation.
That was one member that we questioned.
You questioned it. I always go with the hit.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are no errors on this.
That's
for either
great.
team,
That's a good defense on both teams.
On both teams.
Now, Shelton had no runs on 1 hit, and according to the stat book, it's 0 errors. here's something interesting. Daniel had a good game. He had 4 strikeouts. He had a 5-hitter, threw 5 hits, and he had no walks. That's good.
Okay.
Now, Mountain View had 1 run on 5 hits, no errors. And I want to mention that Jax Ward was 1 for 3, had a double, and also had another, almost got another hit in the top of the 7th. But it was a nice catch out there by the center fielder for Mountain View. So, Jackson, okay, for Mountain View, Nick Wilcox was 1 for, no, excuse me, he was not. He did not have a hit.
No, okay.
It was Brendan Lawson, who was up 3 times and had a double, and he got 3 hits. He was 3 for 3. That's great. He had a great night. Legend Haskew was 1 for 3, and Owen Kenrick was 1 for 2. So that adds up to 5 hits for Mountain View, 3 of those by Brendan Lawson.
Yeah, and Haskew was credited with the RBI.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Wilcox had quite a day on the mound.
He sure did.
1 hit.
Yeah, 1 hitter, no walks, and I believe he had 6 strikeouts.
6 strikeouts. Faced only 22 batters.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Whereas Crossan only faced 23 batters. So
yeah, I mean, you're looking at almost. I mean,
that was a pretty even game across the board there.
It would have been a perfect game if it had been 21 hitters for 7 innings.
Well, there you go.
You can't get much better.
You
just can't.
All right. Well, Jerry, I got to find the right sheet here. Well, the winner, Mountain View, earns a spot in the Class 3A District 3 or West Central District 4 Southwest District tournament begins next Tuesday. Seating for the tourney takes place on Sunday. Unfortunately, that goes to Mountain View, and Shelton's season has come to an end. Our next broadcast is to be determined, and it depends on seeding. Right now, we're looking at an outside possibility that North Mason baseball could make it in. It doesn't look favorable, but it's possible. We are looking at North Mason fast pitch.
Better chance,
and that district tournament would be next weekend, I believe.
Yeah, next Friday and Saturday.
Oh, and here's some interesting news. I learned this just today. Merriam Knight's baseball team, with their 2 wins, they have a tiebreaker on Monday.
Yeah, what's that?
Merriam Knight has 2 wins, and they have a tiebreaker with, I believe it's Wishkah Valley.
Oh, neat.
Monday at Elma.
Right.
I think it's Monday. I will have to double check that, but I think it's interesting that they have a tiebreaker with 2 wins and could get into the lower seed.
I wish him luck.
I do too. It'd be nice to see some positive come out of a couple long seasons for the Owls out there in Matlock. Anyways, that's what we have. Jerry, you have anything else to add?
No, it's been a pleasure working with you in announcing the boys' baseball team games. And I always enjoy talking to the parents and grandparents. Had a pretty good following this year. And so we look forward to next season. The young team, not too many seniors, so should be a pretty good season for them.
Yeah, well, my thanks to Jerry Apple for his help with this broadcast today, as well as all season long. And that's that will do it for us here in Vancouver. Final score, Mountain View 1, Shelton 0.
Wow.
And we'll talk to you soon. You've been watching High School Sports on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
The preceding presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, has been brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason County Public Health and Human Services Prevention Education Partners Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Mason PUD 3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. And Mason Health, United Community, Empowered people, exceptional health.
Thanks for watching Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.